Yes, welcome. Another episode of London Open TV Specials. And today is an extra special one because we got the entrepreneur, the man of the moment, community leader, and so much other things, father, and all those great things, Mr. Dexter Simms.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and don't forget Kazi as well.
Kazi as well.
Yeah, don't miss that one. Let them know we're family. You see what I'm saying?
Big family thing. First cousin.
Big family thing. You get me? Because
everyone says they're cousins.
Everyone says they're cousins, and we say we're all from Africa. But no. This is actually my real cousin. So I'm actually pleased to be here because you've seen how we've grown and understanding that ownership is everything. So for me to be able to be here now on your platform, it's a big thing for me. You get me? I'm happy for you. You know what I mean?
No, respect, man. You've been cussing me for a while to fix up things.
Trust me, and I'm happy that you take it as a positive. Because I only want better for you, and I know your potential. Yeah, and it's not something that I cuss you to put you down. I cuss you to wake you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think when family cusses, it takes a while to settle in. Then probably a couple months. He was right,
Because it's a bit personal. You get me?
Oh gosh. Yeah. But anyway, what we're gonna start with is the present moment.
Okay.
And work our way backwards. Okay. Yeah, kind of thing. I want to start with the great things that you're doing now. Yeah. Or we can be going back and forth, but I want to start with Black Tech Day because I think it's so important what you're doing, like for the community and just for the next generation, in the sense of like, I don't think people can spasm because we're so clocked onto things like Diddy's court case and all these foolishness, what the government's doing behind the scene with the brick card and all these things and how fast it's gonna happen. You understand? Like, and I don't think people can spasm what the brick card is. No. You see what I'm saying? No. So if you like to explain like what Black Tech Day is and explain to people like where the country is going in the sense of AI and technology as a whole and how the brick card is going to impact our life. So
if I just start with just giving you the explanation of what Black Tech Day is. Black Tech Day is a 2-day annual event which is a part of my main company now, which is financial education using technology and gaming. Okay. Now, how it came about is I've been running a children's holiday club for 10 years. And throughout running that club, I've seen a massive disconnection between parents and children. I see the difference in children that come to our club who are close to their parent. I see the children that come to our club who are getting looked after by different parents, whether it's a looked after parent or whether it's a foster parent. And I've seen the difference between children that are fully involved in technology as a consumer or involved in technology as a creator. And what I've found is the disconnection between a parent and a child has come very distant of late, especially over the years, due to technology and gaming.
100%.
And then it's very upsetting to hear that it actually adds to the financial struggles that are in the house. Because if you think about a child that's being online all day playing games or being on social media, what they're seeing constantly is fake success. So what they believe is they want to become that person but don't understand the process. Then you have the parent who's in the household who's possibly struggling from bills, who's possibly on social media as well and has their own life, but there's no communication between the parent and the child about what's actually happening in society, how to use these technologies to better our household, how to use gaming to better our child's career, how to learn more about finances so they can exchange conversations more. So I'm using technology and gaming as a way to teach financial literacy. And a lot of people say it's for the next generation, but I'm here to explain that we need to understand it's for all generations. And what I mean by that is you're teaching downwards and forgetting about yourself. You're teaching downwards and forgetting about your mother or your father.
No, because I agree in that sense, just on that point there, generational, like when we say next generation, I think we get lost in the source. Because I think we are the generation. We're all alive.
Bro.
And it's not like when we was younger, like if I go to work when I was 16, I'm getting £5.50 and big man's getting £10.50.
Yeah.
But now these youngers are going to work getting the same wages as
big people. So these 16-year-olds are on social media with their own careers, their own social influences, making the same amount of money, or if not more, than people are 30 and 40 years old. You know what I mean? And what I need to make sure we understand is that if we are not claiming, but if we are going with factual evidence of we have been enslaved for 400 years, cool, so we're so behind. So how can we only be teaching one generation at a time? So my concept is there's 3 generations. There's the ones before us, there's us, and there's the ones after us. So I've used this concept in my own life. Yeah. So before I begun getting into tech so heavy, I remember my mum was very against technology, against internet. She used to have the crystals that put on top of the Wi-Fi box to make sure that nothing's transmitting, you know? And then moving on, after teaching my mum financial literacy, you know, getting a closer bond with my mother because of financial literacy. My mother now has stocks and shares. She has, you know, crypto. She has her own Instagram page and stuff like this. So I've taught upwards. And the reason why I had to teach upwards is because my child or my children go and see their nan. So what are they going to speak about? Yeah. What is my nan going to show? What is my mum going to show my children? Because this is what we got to realize. Who you're putting your children around, who you're putting yourself around is who you're going to learn from. Yeah. So when my children are around my mum, I don't want her to be saying, no internet, turn off the screens, because she doesn't understand it. And at the same time with my child, I can't expect my child to understand what my mother knows without them being on the same page, speaking about the same sort of stuff that they both understand.
Because the internet is how the youngest communicate.
This is how the internet is.
That will be a breakdown in communication. They don't understand each other's way of communicating.
Straight away. Like, I didn't understand as a parent that most people under 20 years old, under 21 years old, they don't use WhatsApp. They use Snapchat.
Okay.
And I didn't know that.
That's their WhatsApp?
That's their WhatsApp. You know, to message each other, it's on Snapchat. And, you know, like, I think, okay, but I've WhatsApped you 4 times, son. Yeah. It's like, right, but you've been on your Snapchat all the time. I'm messaging your Snapchat. Okay. So the communication barrier between all generations is what's disconnecting us. And where we're so behind in terms of financial literacy, and I say financial literacy, and you're going to hear me say it so much because I've learned it so in depth over the last four years. And the reason why I had to is because it's the underlying thing across all sectors. Yeah. So when you get a job, you get paid. You need financial literacy to understand what you're doing with your money. Otherwise, you're going to keep working forever. When you run a business, when you're making profits or making losses, you need to understand financial literacy. Whether you're becoming a social influencer, whether you're getting signed as a rapper, whether you're a footballer. Do you know how many people make money in life and then have other people manage their money? Do you understand
crazy.
That? Do you know how many people make lots of money and depend on an accountant to do with their finances? Not realizing that the accountant works for you. You're supposed to tell your accountant what you want to be done with your money, how you want it to be done, and they can instruct you and give you more insightful in understanding on the do's and don'ts or the cans and can'ts. Yeah. But you're supposed to direct your accountant into how you want to manage your money. But unfortunately, we're very behind in terms of managing our money. So let's move on to what technology looks like. In the industrial age, we was taught in school.
No, I think before we go on to there, I think Black Tech Day, like, where do you see Black Tech Day in like 5 years' time, and what is the purpose for Black Tech Day in the long term?
Thank you for not letting me move on because, you know, I will jump from thing to thing. So Black Tech Day is now an actual 2-day event annually. But there's also Black Tech Divisions, which is the EdTech Academy. So this EdTech Academy is an online academy where you and your family can learn from weekly, daily, whatever, by logging in. So you will log into this online platform and you can learn, you can get involved in online workshops, online classes, online events, watch certain videos on certain topics, webinars, surveys, games, etc. But then you might log in on a Monday and learn about stocks and shares and crypto. And your child might log in on a Wednesday and learn about Roblox and learn about Fortnite. But then on a Friday, you both might log in and watch a webinar. Yeah. But then also that membership to our academy gives you access to in-person events and in-person workshops. So what Black Tech Day and BTD is going to be eventually, which it's now becoming, is like the Xavier Center. The Xavier Center, is that what it is? An X-Men?
Yeah, yeah.
An X-Men?
X-Men Academy.
X-Men Academy, the Xavier Center.
Yeah.
That is for academy for special kids. And the reason why I call it Academy for Special Kids is because we are now no longer the norm. We don't want to grow up and just be working in the post office or just be delivery drivers. We have skill sets. So therefore, we want to learn how to use our superpowers. And if we don't,
I think in a sense, that's what the government is moving us away from.
Us from doing.
Like them normal jobs, because you got to think Deliveroo and Uber are invested so heavily in robotics and delivery robotics. Like in a sense, in Florida, they're testing Deliveroo doing orders by itself, the robots. And like in a sense of Uber, driverless taxis. So that's a big chunk of workload being taken away. And then you got selfless delivery driving trucks.
And if you're not understanding the sectors in terms of what your skill set is and what you can achieve in terms of what's coming and what's going to be going, then you're going to find yourself stuck. Now, the problem is this. You find yourself stuck, but you have children. So what do you think they're going to be if you don't know how to direct them? Because that's the main problem. The main problem in society, to me, is that a lot of parents, especially in the UK, depend on the outside external to teach their children, to direct their children, because they believe that the outside external knows more than them. Whether it does or whether it doesn't, I believe it's still your job and your duty to know more than your child and to know as much as you can in society in order to help direct your child. Because you brought that child into this world. Now, that child might start knowing more than you because they spend longer researching, because there's more updated information, because there's more accessible information.
And they're born in the information era.
So therefore, if you're not communicating with your child, then how are you going to grow together? Do you understand? How are you going to influence each other? Because remember, a child's first role model is their parent. And now if you ask this question, this is the real question that we can ask to society.
Do you know what, I forgot to tell you. If you're making a big point like you're going to do now, look into your camera.
Okay, good. Let's go. You get me? So the big question I want to ask society is this. Ask your child, do you want to grow up to be like me? That's the question I will say to everyone who's got children. Because as you know, a child's first role model is supposed to be their parent. But how many children or youth nowadays want to grow up to be like their parent? Ask yourself that.
No, that's a real question. That's a real question. Because I'll be honest, with my son, I was just honest with him. I was just like, I took the wrong route. I'm just learning now, like from my mistakes. And I'm trying to relearn it. But the path I took, you're not going to take. You see what I'm saying? Like, I believe as well in the phrase, I hate saying the phrase, it takes whatever to raise a child. You know what I mean? And I think that you have up to like 7 role models. So you have your teacher, you have your uncles, you have your this, you have your
friendship group, your schools.
So I think a lot of problems was with in our community is pride. Some dads won't admit that they messed up.
Say it louder.
You see what I'm saying?
Because it's the pride thing that is forcing your child to learn from someone else.
Yeah, like the pride thing, and that's where I clocked that. Hold on, I got to be real with my son. Like, you get me? Like, son. That's why I say he was into politics. I don't know about politics.
I don't know about politics, son.
So I sent him to Hashi.
There we go. But look.
Yeah.
You don't know, but you know someone who does know. So I can direct my child. And that's the problem. That if we're not proud, got enough pride to let it down, to say, son, I don't know, and then got enough pride to understand that I need to direct you to someone else, then guess what? It's only your child that's going to suffer. Because if you're not going to turn around and say, okay, I'm going to study politics to help my son's career path, or I'm going to show him different people to help my son's career path, then really you're leaving him on his own. Do you understand what I'm saying? And what I believe is, when you're saying it takes a village to raise a child, it does. Because just like the single parents sometimes don't have a choice into the struggles they go through when they're going through bringing up their children. One of the advice I give many parents is to try and surround yourself with men who your child would like to become like, or who you would like your child to become like, or who you would like your son to learn from.
Or even who you would like to become.
Or you would like to become. You understand? Because you can't have the pride to say, oh, I want to be around that person because you feel like I'm a bit old now to learn from. Okay, put your son around them.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's through their classes, whether it's on their, you know, when they're around with their children, whether it's at events, you know, but put them around uncles, put them around community leaders, put them around different influential people who you look up to, or go into their social media and follow those people who you want your children to follow. Do you understand? Like, I follow Gary Vee.
Yeah.
My children now follow Gary Vee because I believe that Gary Vee is very influential.
Yeah.
They're not going to know who Gary Vee is until I show them.
Yeah, of course.
So now they follow Gary Vee, and now they learn from Gary Vee subliminally because they won't stay on his page, but every now and again he will pop up on their page.
Yeah.
Because there's a real point I want to make here. The intake through your senses is who you become. And that's what you've got to realize. So who you speak to, who you follow, what you watch, what you listen to, and what you eat. Listen to it again. Who you speak to, very important. Because who you speak to influences how you think. So if you go into your phone right now and look at the last 5 people you spoke to, and then ask yourself, do you want to become like those people? After you answer that question, ask yourself, why am I speaking to them? Because they're in my life, because they're my family. No problem. You don't have to cut everyone off. But understand how much time are you spending speaking to that person.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then what are you watching? Because you see what you're watching is influencing you to think a certain way. Whether it's to think lazy, whether it's to think driven, whether it's to think about money, whether it's to think about family, whatever you're watching daily influences you to think a certain way. Then what are you listening to? Now, this is your favorite. When they say drill's responsible for killing. Now, it's the same as anything in terms of if you're listening to a lot of love music, you're going to probably go out and try and have babies. If you're listening to a lot of drill music, you're probably going to go out and try and act like a rude boy.
That's a good example where you say have a lot of babies, because if you look at this generation, there's not a lot of teenage pregnancies.
Yeah, why? Because there's no Jodeci's.
There's no R&B.
There's no H-Town.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So they're not as loving, you know what I mean? They don't care.
There's no empathy, there's no love, there's no connection in terms of togetherness. There's no, you know, romance. You understand? Like, we've taken that all out because why? It's sneaky. Why? That's for soft people.
Yeah.
It's, you know, that's a girly thing, you know, that's a why. It's always this.
No, I think it was more of an agenda. They done it on purpose because R&B never died. I've always been listening to R&B. I've never stopped. So when did it actually die?
I'll tell you how. I'll tell you when it died.
Yeah.
When the household stopped playing it. Just like rice and peas. When the household stopped cooking it. So if we're talking about bringing on generations, we got to follow certain steps that one of the problems that I say we have is that we say we want to treat our children better than how we was treated, or we want to give our children more than what we received. That's fine. But don't take away the good stuff that we was given. You forget that part. You hear me? We're always talking about, I want to give my children more. So I want to give them more trainers because I only grew up with one.
Do you think in that sense we went wrong? That it's kind of like not a good thing because you cover them in cotton wool.
Yes.
And you can't grow in comfortability.
You can't.
So if your child is too comfortable, then that will make them become lazy and always suspecting to be looked after. Dependent. That's the word. Yeah.
And do you understand that exactly what you said? It was our doing because we believed we grew up harsh, which we did. We grew up in a different era. But it doesn't mean that we grew up bad. It doesn't mean that we ended up bad.
Yeah.
But we just felt, I wish I had more than one trainers. We just felt, I wish I was allowed out to play more. I wish I had an Xbox when I was 5, let alone when I had to wait till I was 13. I wish I was allowed to play Grand Theft Auto when I was 11, rather than have to wait until I'm 18.
Yeah.
So now we give them all these things. Cool. Like I said, that is all up to us. We're allowed to do what we want.
Yeah.
But please remember the good things that our parents gave us. Manners, respect our elders, loving each other, growing up in each other's households as cousins. Like, how many times have you been and stayed at my house?
I think that's something to go back to when you're talking about raising a village. I think the difference now is, especially for a lot of single mums or single parents, and that is they're proper doing it by themselves. Like they don't have the interaction.
No, when I mean proper, let me show you how proper it is. we won't highlight anyone individually, yeah. But if you think about where you live, yeah, ask yourself this. Do you know your neighbour's name? Ask yourself this. Do you know your delivery man's name? Ask yourself this. Do you know your corner shop's man's name? Because that's a village. Because your child has to go to the shop when you send your child to the shop all the time, right?
Yeah.
So can your child go to the shop and get consignment? But that's a community.
Yeah.
Can you leave your child with your neighbour? Because that's a community. Can your delivery man hold your delivery to the end of the day because he knows you and he knows that you're going to be back after 5? That's a community.
Yeah.
That's communication. But we sadly don't have that anymore in many aspects. And that's where the village is missing. So we're saying it takes a village, but there is no village.
I think the difference between when we was growing up and now is, I think back then, even though some people had money, I think now people have more money now, but we have less community and love. So, like, people are in a better...
we have more money. We have more drive for money.
Yeah. Or we say, like, women are working more, like, everyone's on a work thing in that sense, you know what I mean? But
society forces you to do that.
Forces you, but back day, like, mums had more time for us. There was always, like, someone's mum who was at home. Yeah. Like, you know, there was always someone available. Now, everyone's working kind of thing, you know what I mean?
And remember, that is a thing of society. So, let's get into some knowledge. Society's aim, and when I say society, you understand what I mean. Society's aim is to take your time. That's the aim. Take your time.
Yeah.
And to take your brain. 2 things. Your brain and your time. Cool. We've been taught not to think. When really, if you think, you can get yourself out of a position. If you think, you can grow. If you think, you can do magical stuff. If you don't think, then you're going to conform. If you don't think, then you're going to follow. If you don't think, then you're just going to do as you're told. Yeah. You understand? Then time. If your time is taken away, you have no time to exercise. If your time is taken away, you have no time to be with your child. If your time is taken... So when I explain entrepreneurship, I don't glorify Rolexes and Bentleys and private jets. I glorify free time. Because that is freedom.
Yeah.
Example, I just went to Gambia. I went to Gambia for 2 months. I lived in, luxurious apartments when they say it's not luxurious in Africa. But let's take the concept of what I'm explaining. I went for 2 months because I am free. I don't know no one who goes on holiday for 2 months unless you're a celebrity. And even then, they've got responsibilities that they have to come back to. Yeah. So I was able as an entrepreneur to A, have my businesses run because they're running on systems and SOPs with staffing. B, be away for 2 months and actually don't have no obligations to how I'm spending my money, how I'm spending my time. And then at the same time, I felt that I was allowed to be more of me when I was in Gambia because the pressures of the UK.
You was glowing, man. You're still going now, but I'm saying when he's out there, like the whole vibration, you could just feel, because obviously his family, I know you, it's like,
you know me.
Like, it's just total different vibration.
It was freedom, bro. It was freedom, innit? Like, you wake up here and you worry. You wake up here and you check your mail, or you check your emails, or you check your phone. And when you do those things, it brings outside, external problems in your brain. Think about it. When you wake up in Gambia and you don't check your phone and you look outside, it reminds you of freedom. And I don't want anyone to get this twisted so you can feel like, oh yeah, you have to go Africa, yeah, you have to go Gambia, or I'm just trying to express what freedom looks like. Freedom doesn't look like money, even though it costs to be free. Do you understand that saying? Yeah. It costs to be free. Because if you don't have money, then you can't be free. So if you work all your life for money, then you can't be free. So it's a catch-22, isn't it? So that's why I push entrepreneurship, because you have to have multiple streams of income and you have to understand how to have ownership in order to own your time.
Did you see a difference between, because you done a Black Tech Day event in Gambia as well. Yeah. So did you see a difference in the sense of the children's mindset?
Loads,
in the sense to learn to the children over here?
You know what it is? It's opportunity. And over here, we're so entitled that we don't see opportunity as opportunity anymore.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's got so much choices. Do you understand? It's like, let's watch a podcast. No, there's 50 to watch. In Gambia, there might be only 2. Okay, let's go to a club. There's 50 clubs. In Gambia, there's only 3. Like, there's so much understanding.
That's an interesting point, because people always talk about the lack of youth clubs. Yeah, but I'm like, hold on, Brixton's got like 7.
There we go. And what's being utilised in
And that's one of the worst, one of the areas where people always talk about. Peckham's got bare youth clubs and bare youth projects. It's not just youth clubs now. You got people like, say like what you do, Mula Cake. There's people with big projects going on in the area as well.
Let me explain something. There's no lack of opportunity. There's a lack of interest. There's a lack of dedication. And there's a lack of a want to change. We are very comfortable.
No, that's real, because even my son, I said to him, I was talking about the youth club thing, and he's like, I was talking about lack of opportunity. He said, Dad, there's not a lack of opportunity, especially for black boys. There's more opportunity for us, because there's so many programs that's set up for black youths and black funding.
You can go and take advantage. Like, now it's time to take advantage. Like, they done it for me. Yeah, I'm a black boy. I want in. Yeah, I want funding. Yeah, I want to sit at the table. Yeah, I can become a CEO now, and I can become a director now, because you lot know that there's a lack of it, but I'm here to represent. And this is what takes us back to Black Tech Day, which I get very frustrated about. Bro, I run Black Tech Day independently. I run Black Tech Day out of my own pocket. I run Black Tech Day using my own contacts and connections. I have nobody above me invested in me. I have nobody above me telling me what to do. The only man upstairs is God. And me, I put my best foot forward, and I learn as much as I can to give as much as I can. And why I feel very kind of, not stressed, but very disappointed is that I'm one of the reasons why there's not a lack of opportunity. And I can say that with chest. I'm one of the reasons why there is not a lack of opportunity. We are on a podcast show right now. In 2018, I had podcasts written on my creative community hub.
And that was before a lot of these podcasts.
People didn't even know what podcasting was.
I remember
they was asking me, why are we having mics? Why are we doing podcasts? Do you understand?
I remember when you invited me down to do one, and I was just baffled. Like,
what is a podcast? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, do it. Imagine if I started from then to now.
It's the same thing. If you look at my career, now
how
we'll start
comes you're
going
always
back.
Like future thinking?
That's what we're going to go into now. So, I'm a visionary. And growing up, I didn't know I was a visionary. I was just a person that does stuff. But after studying, and I keep going back to this understanding of studying, and I really want to home in on it. The last 4 years, I've studied hard. I've studied finances, and I studied myself. Studying these 2 things gave me a lot of fundamentals, and it gave me a lot of understanding on what I've been like throughout the years. So I've always been a visionary. So in 2002, I saw that the UK scene can have a UK rap scene, and it can be like America, and it can be flourishing. We can put out mixtapes and sell loads of mixtapes and make our own money. We can put out videos and shoot our own videos. Then Channel U came out, and I invested with my business partner into Channel U Awards in 2007. And then, you know, there wasn't a rap music industry until, say, R.I.P. Jamal started doing SBTV, YouTube, started doing then Grime Daily, then Media Massacre, then so on and so on and so on. That was late, 2008, 2009, 2010.
But when, like, say, like when you was doing Industreets
Entertainment,
and Darko was doing iView Images, and then there was Michael Million. That was like the time when like BBC and that was shunning the industry, when 100%. Tim Westwood would even play
UK street rap. Are you crazy? Remember, UK is not a ghetto place to them. It's not a black place to them. It's not an urban place. They had to create a word, urban, to fit us. Think about what you're saying. Think about what I'm saying. They had to create a word to fit black people. They didn't want to say the black industry. They didn't want to say black street. They didn't want to say black community. They say urban. Now it all fits in. Now you can put it in the blogs. Now you can put it in the magazines and newspapers. You're allowed to speak about urban.
It's like saying all black people are from Africa.
Yeah.
You know, put you all in
That's
one
all in
box.
one thing. Let's call us urban. You understand? It's horrible.
Yeah.
So when I now say being a visionary to me is so influential, it's because my goal, my calling is to be the person that shows it's possible. So I might not be the person that eats the most out of it. I might not be the person who becomes the most successful out of it. But I'm definitely going to be one of the pioneers that showed people that it's possible.
I got a question for you to do with Industreets.
Yeah.
Do you think that you, I not gave up, but you let it go too early? Because I do think Industreets is like a pioneer movement within the UK industry that should have definitely received more flowers. Because like what you was doing, like I think someone else said it on the podcast as well. Like some people was bringing people onto video, you was bringing them onto like mixtapes together, people from different ends. And
so what's happening?
And I just love the name as well.
Yeah, Industreet. So let's give you some context. For
and
people
people are more talking about F the industry. Remember you had the t-shirt, fuck the industry.
So look, right now Tony Yayo and Tony Bayo and
50 and that's
Murder's over here right now. Cool. I've got a picture in my phone right this second of Tony Yayo wearing fuck the industry, I'm in the streets. Right now in my phone.
2005, 6.
No, it wasn't. It was 2009, I think it was, 2010, you get me? But let's give it some context for people that don't understand my entertainment company. So, first of all, what is it called? It's called Industreets Entertainment. What does that mean? It's the industry, Industreets. So we never was industry. Yeah. I've never been industry. I've never signed a contract for anything. I've never been signed to anything. I've always owned my own thing. Yeah. So I created a company with my business partner, Carter, and we registered the company in 2003. My first company registration document on Company House, 2003. Industreets Entertainment, the industry, Industreets. So that's first, independence. Second of all, what was I trying to showcase? I wasn't just trying to showcase that there's a UK rap music scene. No, I was trying to showcase business.
Yeah.
Because there's something I want to make a point and then I'll get straight back to that. The point I want to make is, in every sector, the person who is the most influential person is usually not the person making the most money. So, the footballer, the boxer, the F1 driver, the tennis player, them positions are 10% of the whole equation. The other 90% is business. Do you understand? Whether it's management, whether it's coaching, whether it's AR, whether it's marketing, whether it's promotion, there's 90% business. Yeah. So when I was talking about Industreets Entertainment, I wasn't just trying to showcase that there's a UK rap scene. I was trying to showcase that there's a UK rap industry, meaning we can print and produce our own mixtapes. That means we can create income. You see it? We can actually shoot documentaries and DVDs. We can create platforms. We can have our own labels. That means we can sign our own people.
And like urban streetwear.
Urban streetwear. Industreets Entertainment had clothing in 2004, what people was wearing, Big Bad Blue t-shirts, what was screen pressed, but before people even understood about printing clothes. Yeah. Well, in South London, that is. And remember, we can only vouch for as much as we see. Yeah, so as much as we saw around us, there was only me doing that kind of thing. But I want to make sure the context is very clear that I built an entertainment company. Yeah. I didn't do Big Bad Blue mixtapes. Big Bad Blue mixtapes was one of the facets in the company. Okay. There was 7 facets. There was a record label, Carter's Cartel. There was our clothing. There was Big Bad Blue mixtapes. Yeah. There was Roots TV, DVDs and documentaries. And then there was our magazine. We was going to do a magazine before Rewind magazine. Our magazine was called Overflow. Okay. And it didn't come out because, unfortunately, the team that we had doing it, wasn't dedicated enough. But I really want to make sure that we home in on the point that I didn't create just mixtapes. I created an industry. And then I created a business company so people could have roles. Yeah. Remember that part. People can have roles. So we want to concentrate on that I was doing stuff what Khaled's doing before Khaled was doing it. Meaning, putting different people on one track who don't know each other. Yeah. I was only one capable of doing that because I was one of the only people who was allowed in different areas in the hoods.
What was your favourite track that you done like that?
My favourite track that I done like that.
Or while you was doing it in the streets?
Yeah. There's a couple.
I like, one of my favourite tracks was Rebor.
Rebor, okay.
You produced that?
So, I'll give you a story behind it. Yeah. I wasn't the producer.
Okay.
I was the label owner who signed a producer who was 14 years old, and that producer's name is Malik Berry. Okay. He's one of the biggest Afrobeats artists in the world right now. No?
Oh, wow.
so Malik Berry, he will tell you that I was the first person to put him in the studio when he was 14, They was called Arthur C. Arthur C was a church group. And I bring him in the studio and he made beats on Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Then I put PDC on his beats. He dropped a tear, bro.
Yeah.
And he was so like ecstatic, you know, like thank you. Because he's a
that
kid.
tune and that beat was hard.
He put in a big rap group on his music.
Yeah.
Showing him that music's possible. You understand? So I might not be as big as Malik Berry now. But Malik Berry might not have been where he is now if I didn't give him that opportunity.
From so young as well.
From so young to make him see that there is an industry and you can get to the famous rappers if you know someone that knows someone. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So me doing those mixtapes, doing those tracks was imperative for me. Why? Because no one understood what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to repair the hood without no one knowing.
Okay.
I was putting people on tracks who didn't know each other to try and create friendships. To try and create more cohesion in the rap scene. Yeah. We don't need to make our rap scene like the UK, where Chicago beats New York,
like
and New
America,
York beats... We don't need to be like America, you know what I mean? All the areas should be able to work together, even though they don't know each other. But there needs to be a glue. And that's who I was. I was the glue. So, you know, I've got a tune with Tricky, Prince of the City, and Trips, and Smiler from SE18, and Ty Nizzy, who's Lowski's dad. Yeah. That's 4 people that I don't even know if they know each other now, except for Ty Nizzy and Trips. This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I've done a tune with... Okay, let me give you another tune. I'm talking to Allah. Now, this tune is so big, shouts out Smalls, who is Brother Bala. Yeah. Yeah?
I remember that tune.
He was converted to Islam at the time. And his talent was so talented that I, as a mixtape host, allowed his song that was speaking about Islam to go on my UK rap industry mixtape.
And I said that was at a time when he stopped doing music.
That's what I said. He stopped doing music and he turned to Islam. Yeah. But he still gave me a tune to go on an underground rap mixtape. But he was speaking about Allah and the tune banged. Look, I got goosebumps now. Yeah. The tune banged. I'm going to send it to him of Smalls. I know you've asked me, but I'm going to send it to you because I do have it. And he's going to pull it out and we're going to show you how talented he was. We're going to show you when he converted to Islam.
He was my favourite rapper, bro, back in the day. I always say that Smalls was my favourite because he had substance. And he could spit about the road, but it didn't feel like he was glorifying it.
Yes.
I think that's what SMS brought in general. Even though they talk badness, they'll talk about love as well.
They'll talk about love
as well. Because of their faith.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Unity as well. That's what I'm saying. So whereas a lot of people perceive South London as, you know, UK rap gangsters or just gangsters and bad boys and all of that stuff, there was a lot of unity within the community. There was a lot of unity within our hood. But a lot of people who wasn't allowed in the hood didn't see it. So you just had an outside perspective.
That's a good point.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I then started PDC, for instance, so a lot of people don't know I was really behind the starting of PDC's music career. You know, when J Souls was in prison. And I had Quinny under my arm, and then Birdie came involved, and then Ty Nizzy came involved. Then Judger came out of prison. Then I handed him back over his rap group. And then they done their first album.
Was that when you had the
Blue House?
The Blue House.
The Blue House.
I remember coming there and seeing Ty Nizzy and Quinny and I bought my brethren, who's a producer, Maddie.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes. To make the beats and that. That's what I'm saying. So again, what was I doing being a pioneer? I was trying to show people that no, we need to have our own UK beats. If we want to really make it, we got to have our own UK produced beats. We cannot keep rapping on American beats. We cannot keep rapping in American accents. So, you know, I was trying to convert us to understand what is it that we're doing. It's not a hobby. We're creating a business. We're creating an industry. Do you understand? And without staying on that too long, because the question was, do you believe I left early? Now, if you think, from 2003 when I registered it, I started in 2002. But in 2003 when I registered it, I went all the way to 2008 spending all my street money. This is where we don't understand. So I'm making money on the road and I'm spending it on a dream with people who don't even fulfill their own dream. So they're just rapping for fun. They don't actually want to become rappers. They don't want to perform in a club. They don't want to go on radio. They don't want to do radio interviews. So it's like I'm nearly wasting my time. But it wasn't that why I gave up. It was because I didn't give up, for one. I took a break in between 2008 and 2010 for many different reasons. And then when I came back in 2010, I re-registered my company as Industreets ENT rather than entertainment. And I created a service providing company. So when I created Industreets 2003, it was a company of all these different elements. But when I created it again in 2010, it was solely service providing. What was that? CD burning, T-shirt printing, photography, videography. I opened up a headquarters, which had a green screen room, white screen room, printing room, changing room, 2 offices and a lounge. I say a lounge because the lounge was probably bigger than this space here. Do you understand? Again, in 2010, they didn't see the vision. Why? Because it became a job. They started to understand, Blue wants us to take this serious. Blue wants us to do it as a job, like serious. That we got to really come to the photo shoot and do makeup. We got to really pay for models. We got to pay for locations. Like, I'm trying to shoot you a video worth $5,000 if you just give me $1,000. But you want to give me £150 because the new Canon cameras are out and they shoot in HD. I'm like, bro, what about your lighting? What about your storyboard? What about your models, your extras, your location? This is the 90% of the parts that people don't speak about. You speak about being the rapper. You speak about being the footballer, the front person. But 90% is business. So back to that last part. When I took the break, came back, 2010, I then realized something, that my destiny is in my own hand. I took a phone call from YouTube from a guy in France, random. He just phoned me off of YouTube with my number. I ended up going to Paris, meeting this guy, and changing my whole life for the next 10 years. What happened is after meeting him and being in Paris for 5 days, then coming back, he phoned me a few months later, and then he said to me, do I want to book Man who made that song, and I feel like money, and I feel that tune, buzzing, yeah? So we ended up booking Man, bring him to the UK. We made that song buzz. I'm talking buzz so much, I'm saying, do you want to book Man? They're saying, who's Man? I'm having to sing the song to clubs, sing the song to DJs.
Because that song did have a big buzz, I remember. You see it? Yeah.
So we created such a big buzz, you know, you can ask Charlie Sloth, when we bring him to Bigger Fish, we've got evidence on YouTube that Charlie Sloth was on the mic at the time, and he said, courtesy of our boys, Industreets Entertainment, we got Man in the building. So, you know, we went Candy Club, which was owned by Franklin, King of Trainers at the time. We bring over Man, the artist. That led to me booking Ja Rule. That led to me booking J Mills, Freeway, even booking Rick Ross in Paris.
I remember J Mills.
You see what I'm saying? So I bring J Mills to Kennington to make sure he goes to the hood and Brixton. You understand what I'm saying? And then booking Rick Ross in Paris. Now, the reason why I mentioned this is because no one understood at the time that it wasn't Industreets doing that. I created another company called BigBookings.com.
Okay.
So I was booking artists. This is what made me learn the game even more. This is what made me understand that UK artists nearly don't stand a chance. Because when I booked Man, he came over with a legend, Steve Lobel, who was managing Nipsey Hussle at the time. This is what people don't know.
Okay.
Steve Lobel came over with Man. I learned a lot of game from Steve. Shouts out Steve Lobel. He's a real one, to be honest. And at the time, I didn't believe he was a real one. But he taught me a bit of the game at the time. And what he taught me was what it takes to become successful. So when we booked Man, his schedule was from top to bottom. And I'm talking about 9 interviews in the morning, then a performance, then an interview, then a performance. When we got down to the bottom here, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. And we ended up going to Mayflower in West End. And Steve Lobel jumped out of the car. He said, "Well, what are we doing here at my spot?" I'm saying, "What are you in your spot? This is my town, you get me?" He said, "Well, yeah, I know this spot there, but what are we doing here?" I said, "Right, man's hungry, he hasn't eaten all day." He's like, "Man's hungry? Bro, we got mahikis waiting for us. We got another booking, bro. Man can eat after." I looked at him like, bro, he's serious. Like, his artists won't eat until we finish the schedule, bro. After we've been working from morning. That's what made me think, wow, that's why the UK rappers won't make it. They will never have that. They won't even do 2 interviews without saying, "I want to take a smoke break." You understand what I'm saying? Not putting out UK rappers. But
it's what you get at the time.
At the time, this is what I'm saying.
Because there weren't hardly no money in it like that.
There was no money in it.
So you had to really have a passion for it to stay.
You understand
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
from that generation, you only got 1, 2 man that's still going on.
This is what I'm
Gigs,
saying.
obviously.
And that's why I say shouts out to Gigs, because Gigs' transition was very fundamental in the UK rap scene. Do you understand? Because remember, I was pushing people like Young's Teflons when he was YO. I was pushing Blade Brown before we started getting into watches. I was pushing all these UK South London rappers like gigs. I put gigs on my mixtape when there was a so-called big beef between Brixton and Peckham. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But gigs stuck to being a street rapper. Whether signing deals, whether doing collaborations, he believed the UK rap scene is going to bust open. And he kicked the door off the hinges to say, I'm a rapper from the street and you're going to accept me.
Yeah. I'm
going to have enough fans that you're going to have to cut deals with me to get involved in my bread.
Yeah.
And now he is now called the landlord, which I respect him highly for. Do you understand? 100. And I saw him shout me out the other day on 90s Babies TV, so shouts out to Gigs. Yeah. Now, moving past that, 2010, I tried to go back to the UK scene. And at the time I was managing Shiros, I was managing Paige, and you know, those days, to me, Paige was one of the best rappers in the whole of the UK.
Yeah, Paige, 100%.
100%, this is what I'm trying to say. And I then saw again that I'm spending all my money again. My headquarters cost me £2,000 a month, and I had it for just under 2 years. £2,000 a month for 2 years is what, 20?
That one in Croydon.
The one in Croydon.
Yeah, that was big.
We're talking
as well.
like £50,000 that I spent in 2 years just on rent. Not the sofas, not the cameras, not the lighting, not the paint, nothing. Just £2,000 a month on rent every single month. So as an investor, I've always invested heavily into myself, into my companies, into paying staff, into paying rent.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted ownership. You understand? But just moving on from Industreets, just ending it, I realised something serious. This was the transition. I didn't have my future in my hands. I was dependent on artists to make it in order for me to make it.
Yeah.
I was dependent on artists to make it in order for me to make money. Like, bro, I'm not a kid. I'm not saying anyone who's in those positions is a kid either, but I'm just saying at my time when I just had a child, I'm saying to my, no, I just had a child. My child was a lot older then. I had the first child when I was 21. But at the time, I'm thinking, hold on, if you lot don't give me songs, I can't do a mixtape.
Yeah.
If you lot don't book and pay for videos for over £500, I can't pay the rent. No, this is too dependent on people.
Yeah.
And I'm dependent on myself.
Yeah.
So I switched lanes. But in the transition, I done something smart. I created Mula Cake clothing while I was in the music industry. So I've got videos of me around Rick Ross in Mula Cake jackets. I've got man wearing Mula Cake. I've got different artists wearing Mula Cake in 2010, 2011. Even like though Mula Cake didn't launch until 2013.
Like even when I first saw Trap on Tim Westwood, he had Mula Cake on.
He had Mula Cake on. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, K-Trap's been wearing Mula Cake before he turned into K-Trap that people know now. Yeah. You understand? So when we're now making that transition into Mula Cake, which is more independent, because it's I create the clothes and I go and sell the clothes. I get the money there and then. So it was understanding the transition from dependent to earn money to being independent. So I use my influence from the street to be able to gift everybody clothing, to be able to sell as much clothing, to create a buzz around clothing. People didn't know the way I done that was because of the failure that I felt during having Industreets clothing, which was, and it's not a failure because
it's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. It was, all my boys were from Brixton. All my family's from Brixton. All from all over as well, but at the time, mainly Brixton.
And Kenneton.
And Kenneton. No, sorry, and Kenneton. No, what do you mean K-Town? Obviously, you get me. But what I'm trying to express is, I made our crew, our rude boys, you know, Shaq Corleone and Ratlin and certain people wear Industreets clothing when I shot the first video using the red cam. So El Mino was a video producer at the time.
Yeah.
I put the first red cam in his hand because I one who managed to go and get it. He shot a video for Shaq Corleone, everyone wearing Industreets clothing. Unfortunately, how the streets was and their mindset, some people in different areas stopped wearing Industreets clothing because they said it's a Brixton thing.
Yeah.
And we don't deal with those people.
I don't get that because everyone wears Nike.
Bro, I was so confused and I was so devastated. I was tweeting stuff. I was trying to reach out to people to make them know, A, Industreets is a registered company. And if you go on Company House, you can see whose names are there. Industreets is my company and it's how I make money. So if you box it in as a Brixton thing and then the world doesn't wear it, then you stop me from eating. So it was very, very detrimental to me at the time. You know, like, hold on, no, this ain't fair. What's this? Yeah. I created something for me, you know what I mean? So when I went into Mula Cake, I took that lesson. I made sure I didn't make no rappers, no artists wear Mula Cake until I flooded the streets with public, normal people.
Yeah.
So Mula Cake got big from public, normal people.
When you used to do Mula Cake Mondays.
When I used to do Mula Mondays, So every Monday for a whole 2 years, #Mula Monday. Having normal people wearing Mula Cake, posting it up online.
Was Trapstar and Hoodrich and that?
Hoodrich wasn't out.
There wasn't out.
Hoodrich wasn't out. Yeah. No. Trapstar, I think, was out, so starting in terms of doing their pizza boxes and doing their phone calls, you know. But then they grew in a different manner, you know. But Mula Cake, as I said, it was my transition from the street. It was my transition from music. All of my things have been my transitions. So as much as they're public and they're for everyone, it's my lessons. It's my life.
Yeah.
I know when I need to change. Yeah. It's time to change and leave the road. It's time and change and leave music. It's time to change and leave clothing. But going into clothing, I done pop-up shops. I done 86 pop-up shops in a year and a half. That's equivalent to one pop-up shop every single weekend for a year and a half.
Wow.
If you do a business and do something every weekend, like this podcast, if you done it every weekend for a year and a half, you'll be big. That's what I done for Mula Cake Clothing. Okay. And then my inspiration behind that was seeing that so many street boys who was growing up didn't want to sell drugs anymore. They wanted to sell clothing. As I said to you, I might not be as big as Trapstar, but guess what? The amount of people that are stopped from going on the road to want to sell clothing, that's my success.
Yeah, look, even Trap selling got his clothing.
You see what I'm trying to say? It's so serious to make me see the people after me change their direction because of what they've been shown. And that's one of my be all and end all. I want to make sure I lead by example, because when I was young and I wanted to make the transition from the street to business, I had no one to follow.
Yeah.
I had no one to ask questions. I had no one to give me internship, no one to give me work experience, no one to give me a job, no one to give me equity. These is the position I put myself in now, bro. Like, if your kid can't get work experience, then come to me.
So who was like, there must have been someone there for you who was like your
Tracy.
Guide. Yeah.
R.I.P. Arnie Tracy, man. I don't even want to talk about it too long because I still raw.
Of course.
And it will, bring a tear. But R.I.P. Arnie Tracy, I've got my dad and my mum as role models as well. My dad is super hustler and he's super driven. And he taught me a lot of tricks and trades when it comes to
salesmanship
and negotiating. Yeah. Do you understand? Like, my dad taught me tricks where there could be 5 of us in the room and I can take something from one person and sell it to another person and no one in the room knew. But you made the room know you've got something for sale. You made the room know that you need something and no one in the room moved. So I made the move, innit? Like, I got it from you, sold it to him and made it happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand that. So my dad taught me those things, but Arnie Tracy gave me the backbone to business, because when I was leaving school, I used to go Streatham High Road to a laundry shop and learn about customer service.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you understand? I used to have an underwear shop. I used to be there serving customers. Yeah. I used to be there watching how till works, how receipts work, watching how to open and close, not realizing subliminally that I was taking business lessons.
And that's building you.
And that's building me for what's to come. Yeah. You understand? Arnie Tracy's been my backbone since I've been a baby. And
because you had the Mula Laundry as well.
The Mula Laundry. So imagine how that worked out. I was a kid, I was going to a laundry shop. Then I got older, I launched a clothing line. She helped me with my clothing line every single step of the way.
Yeah.
Until we got to her and we done a collaboration as business partners with her laundry from old school and Mula Cake. So on Valentine's Day, we had Mula Laundry, Mula Knickers. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's being creative, it's leaning into different sectors in order to produce your brand. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just move on in terms of, didn't quit music, had an eye-opener and understood that I'm too dependent, I don't like it. Then came back as a service provider, then understood still, the UK still wasn't ready to be paying for services. Everybody likes to be signed. This is when the 360 deal came out, 2010, 2011. Everyone wants to be signed. Okay, no problem. So when I left music and started Mula Cake Clothing, I knew it was dependent on me, and then I made it happen. When Mula Cake got big, I started following Gary Vee. I started learning about branding. When I learned that, I opened the Children's Holiday Club. Okay. When I learned that, I opened a radio station. I opened Mula Cake Radio, Mula Cake Hub, Mula Cake Bake Off, Mula Motivation. Yeah. Who am I to get involved in these sectors?
Yeah. So how the idea of turning Mula Cake into it was actually a cake because you sliced it into so many slices.
You know what I mean? There's so many concepts behind Mula Cake. You know, Mula means money, cake means cake, but cake also means money.
Yeah.
But it's two things that everybody in the world loves. Everybody loves cake and everybody loves money. Yeah. Everybody knows money, everybody knows cake, the renowned in the world. So when you understand that it's two words put together to make people happy, cool, that's what my brand was.
Yeah.
I wanted to move away from street, dark, you know. At the time, a lot of clothing brands was building skulls and daggers, demonic features. I'm saying, no, we need a happy brand, like Benetton. Where's Benetton gone? Where's Gap gone? Where's these happy brands that I grew up on? So I created our own happy brand in Mula Cake. Do you understand? Now, when I started breaking it into Mula Cake Kids Club, that's because I quickly learned that my experience can rub off on someone younger than me. But you can miss the first sector, being on the road. You can miss the second sector of even being in music. And you can jump straight to where I am if you learn how to be entrepreneur. So I opened Mula Cake Kids Club, an entrepreneurial workshop-based club. The reason why it's workshop-based because I went Play Centre. I loved it. Shouts out Carol. I went Vauxhall Play Centre. I went different Play Centres. I went Lollard Street. You know what I mean?
We've got to big up Freddie as well.
Big up Freddie's club. You understand, Grandad? You get it?
Yeah.
So I learned that there's a community connection in these places. And the problem that I've faced growing up is understanding how they funded themselves and understanding what they provided. So they provided table tennis, pool, football, sting-ups and stuff like that. But then unfortunately, I remember being a fat kid and having one rich tea biscuit and orange juice throughout the whole day and being in Play Centre because I didn't have packed lunch. So I made sure that when I opened Mula Cake Kids Club, the first thing is to offer food. When I started offering food and seeing that they wanted seconds and thirds, I started researching why these kids are this hungry. You know what I mean? Then I realized...
Why do you call yourself a fat kid? When did your relationship with food change?
Good question. My relationship with food hasn't changed. My relationship with understanding what I eat's changed.
Okay.
Yeah? So I still love food.
Yeah.
I'll still maybe mash up a kebab after a rave.
Okay. Yeah.
But I wouldn't have a kebab more than once a month. I wouldn't have chicken and chips more than once every 2 weeks, you know? It's because these five senses.
I think sometimes it is actually an advantage to have went through that when you was younger, because now it's more detrimental like you're older.
Do you understand that food controls your emotions?
Yeah, because mine's opposite, because now my relationship with food is I'm putting on. I was slim when I was young.
Slim when you was young.
Now it's like, I'm like, oh shit, it's catching me now.
Yeah, you know? That's what I'm saying. Whereas now, I'm getting a lot slimmer, I'm getting a lot trimmer, and that's because not because I'm eating less, it's that I'm eating better. Now, this is where we get some knowledge now, yeah? So I said to you that food changes your emotions. It can make you angry, it can make you sad, it can make you lazy, it can make you happy. These feelings change how you act. So that means food is detrimental to how you act. So you need to understand what fuel you're putting into your body. Yeah. So now when I realize it's not about eating less, it's about eating, it's about what you're eating, it's about the times you're eating, it's about what I want to achieve. I now know, coming to this place, to this podcast today, I'm not going to eat. Because after I eat, I feel different.
And your dad's a chef, so
my dad's a chef.
And you could. I remember when we was younger, like you could just open the fridge. And there's a piece of tomato, an onion, and that's it. And you're making a madness.
Bro, you see what's so mad that you say that as my cousin, bro? Yeah. Like anyone I'm around in their household says the same thing, and that is a skill.
Yeah, of course.
That's understanding to make do with what you've got. I
forgot when it was, but I remember it was when your dad was in Kenton. But you made something out of onions and tomatoes, and that, and it was mad.
Nice, is what I was trying to say. You know, I grew up on pot noodles and dumpling, bro. So as much as people think, you know, I might have grown up and I was spoiled sometimes when, you know, there was all these big things going on when it was good. Let's talk about the dark days, when there was cockroaches coming out the cornflakes box. Wow. When there was pot noodles and we had to roll the flour and dumpling and pull it in. And that's like,
I've never heard of that.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's being creative, bro.
Wow.
That's because pot noodles was cheap.
Yeah.
And dumpling with the flour and water.
Yeah.
Put it together, it's like Sunday soup.
Wow.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's poor people food, bro.
Yeah.
But
that's a struggle meal.
That's a struggle
That's
meal.
a struggle meal I've never heard of.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I like those times because it makes me creative.
Yeah.
I like those times because it builds my stomach. You know, a lot of people ask me when I go into schools and colleges, can you teach resilience? I say, boy, I don't know about teaching resilience, you know, because what built my resilience is going without. What built my resilience is not giving up. What built my resilience is knowing that it will change. Yeah. You know, it's continuing to go through these
goes
pains.
back to the saying, you can't grow in comfort. So those discomforts you had when you're younger has paid off now when you're older. You see what I'm saying?
Like, I feel like a superhuman right now. I feel like nearly invincible right now. Because the things I've survived, we don't have to just say shootouts. We don't have to just say selling drugs. We don't have to just say poor living. I survived 100,000 different situations that has built my stomach.
Yeah.
And that means it's hard for me to give up. It's hard for me to quit. It's hard for me to see it's not possible. It's always possible. And the thing that I've now achieved throughout these 23 years of being an entrepreneur, I now can say to someone, you don't have to have a job. I'm living proof.
Yeah.
But don't think if you don't have a job,
you don't have to work.
You don't have to work. Like, I work hard, bro.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
And
until I
tell
tell
like
people
that
don't do
that. School, because in school weren't you like a what's it called? A prefect.
Prefect, yeah.
All these things.
All of these things in school, yeah. I played both sides of the fence.
Yeah, what you went Tennyson?
I went to Tennyson
and Stockwell
Park. You get me? And that's when I made a conscious decision. So I was conscious from young. Because I made a conscious decision to make sure I get GCSEs. And when you're that age, you feel like you don't have control of yourself. But I did. So I was in Tennyson's where you have to wear a tie and you have to wear a blazer and you have to wear shoes. And if you don't, you're in big trouble. And it was an all-boys school. Yeah. So I grew up.
Yeah.
So when I left, should I say, because I didn't get kicked out of Archbishop Tennyson's, illegally they told me to leave and I left.
Okay.
When I was in year 10. When I left in 2000, when I was in year 10 and I went to Stockwell Park, imagine going to Stockwell Park and it's the total opposite, bro.
Because there's girls there for one.
There's girls. I wore Reebok Classics.
Yeah.
I wore tracksuit bottoms. I wore a jumper or a hoodie and a t-shirt rather than a shirt.
Yeah.
You're allowed to walk, not allowed, but we walk out of class and the teacher's not bothered. You see, when I felt that, I made a conscious effort like, no. You're not going to fail me.
Yeah.
I'm deciding I'm going to certain classes because I want certain education.
Yeah.
And I went to certain classes and got my GCSEs. A lot of people say you go to Stockwell Park, you come out and no GCSEs. That's you.
Yeah.
The environment or the people or the place doesn't control me. I control myself. And I wanted to learn and I learned. That's why in these last 4 years, I wanted to study finances and I did. And this is why I've now elevated in
Do you think it was harder to be educating yourself as you was older, as in younger? Because a lot of older people will be like, going back into education is long. But I'm coming to the time in my life where I'm like, yeah, man's just touching 40, but 3 years educating myself compared to staying in a normal job for the rest of my life.
I give you, and that's a nice way to put it, the rest of your life. So that's why I was going to give you the explanation now to ask you, how long do you think you're going to live to, bro?
At least 90.
Okay, cool. So 90, and you're coming 40. So you're saying for 50 years, you're going to stay in the same job.
Exactly.
You're saying for 50 years, you're not going to study nothing else.
Yeah.
You see, it's very unfortunate that a lot of people leave school and they don't actually educate themselves other than that. You know, it's unfortunate that a lot of people's only achievement in life is their driving license.
Yeah.
No, let's hone in on
real,
this, bro.
That's real.
The last time you studied or read a book was school or college. The last time you've achieved something,
driving license.
Your driving license.
And I got that like 4 years ago, so that was a big achievement.
Like, come on, we gotta do better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it because I'm nominated for 4 awards this year. I won Entrepreneur of the Year in 2019. I won Business of the Year in 2019. I've registered my first company in 2003.
Yeah.
I've been successful because I've taken my own route in life. My success comes from helping others. Like I said, the amount of internships, work experience, and jobs that I've given to people.
Yeah. No,
let's say it again. Internships, work experience, and jobs I've given to people throughout my career in my companies. It's over 100. Like I'm not a multi-million pound person. I'm not a multi-million pound business. But as soon as I've got a business, bro, I'm given opportunity. Because opportunities are hard to come by. And I'm doing what I believed was missing for me. I didn't get no internship. I didn't do work experience when I was in school. That's the time I moved from school to school. I didn't get work experience. So I didn't have nothing to learn from. No one around me had a job. No one around me had a business. Everyone around me was drug dealers and robbers. So what did you want me to learn from? So how did you want me not to get into that life? But it's for me to dig deep, look within, and become the person I am today. Because I understand that you're in control of your own life.
No, that's facts. That's facts. So, like going forward, what can we like expect from Dexter? And you got an event coming up in Birmingham now. So, are you taking it out of like London and going around England more now?
One of the things that people don't know about me is that I test myself regular. So when I was on the road and I cut my SIM card in half, that was a test to me. I didn't need no one to tell me. I didn't need no one to rob me. I didn't need to go to prison to stop the road. I tested myself. If a SIM card can control me, then I have no control. So I cut it in half. If I can't leave clothing, then I'm one-dimensional. If I can't change how I was, then I don't have no control. So when I now say, let me get into tech, I'm testing myself. When I say, can I go Africa? I'm testing myself. I love testing to see what I'm capable of. So think about it. I had Black Tech Day in London South Bank University. I had an office in London South Bank University. I didn't go to university. You see that? I took over the whole building, 4 floors, teaching technology, finance and gaming. Who am I to do that? The next year, we opened the Adidas building. I was a part of that committee that built the Adidas building, which is now called the Merky building. For 2.5 years, I sat in different meetings, watched the architects, drawing it and all of that stuff. Then we held the second annual event there. Then I've gone to Gambia and then built a gaming community and then bought a boat. And then I've come back and now I'm bringing it to Birmingham. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? I don't know. I'm just doing what I believe I can do. I'm just testing myself.
And that boat thing, that's a boat business in Gambia.
That's a boat business. It's a boat excursion. Like I own a boat. Like that sounds crazy. I own a boat. I own a boat. We've done excursions. People from the UK has come to Gambia. I've gone on my boat. People in Gambia have gone on my boat.
Didn't you get land when you was out there as well?
I got land when I was out there as well. The reason why I got land is this. The last 4 years when I studied finances, I realised that assets are the most valuable thing in life. And these are the 5 assets you need to concentrate on. So this is the game. These are the 5 assets. These are the only things you should be concentrating on in life, except for love and health and all of that stuff, normal stuff. These 5 assets, yeah? So, paper assets. Paper assets are stocks and shares. So owning someone else's company. Paper assets, yeah? Commodities. Commodities are gold and silver and precious metals, yeah? Real estate.
You're saying owning gold in the physical?
In the physical.
Not like as a stock and share, but in the physical.
No.
Okay.
So if you own it as a stock and share, then it's a paper asset.
Okay.
If you own it in the physical, it's a commodity. If you own coffee, if you own gold, a brick of gold, a brick of silver, 1 kilo, that's my aim. My aim is to own 1 kilo of gold, 1 kilo of silver, and then whatever else. That's commodities. Then real estate. Owning land, owning a property, owning bricks. That's real estate. So that's why I got the land. Then my 2 favorites. Business, owning a business, being able to leverage a business, being able to get investment into your business, being able to give jobs in a business. Owning a business creates income. And then lastly, digital assets. Digital assets, what people now know as cryptocurrency. But let's talk about www dots. Those are digital assets. Okay. I own many domain names. This is a hustle. You buy a name for £12. Then in a year's time, 6 months' time, 1 month's time, 2 years' time, someone wants that name. They have to buy it off of me because I own it. That's a digital asset.
When you're doing that in the meta as well?
I was doing that in the meta. I was buying land in the virtual world. I was buying land in Decentraland, buying land in Sandbox. I launched my own NFT. You know, these studies through finance has brought me into different worlds, which open up your horizons, which makes me have the confidence to go to Gambia and try stuff. You understand? So buying the land was only a part of my, business.
Bucket list,
Bucket list. Business. I had loads of businesses, registered, made money, profits, turnovers, losses, jobs. Real estate, paper assets. I own stocks, I own shares. all of these stuff. Digital assets, I own crypto, I own domains. Commodities, I don't really own gold. I said one of my goals is to own 1 kilo of gold. And then lastly, real estate. So I bought land. I'm only 1 out of my 5. I'm well on my way to being who I want to become. Yeah. And this is the knowledge I want to give to people. When you own these things, this is what gives you freedom. When you build financial wealth, it gives you patience. It gives you confidence. It gives you time, because you might not earn £1,000 a month, but you might earn 4 bills a month. That just means £600 worth of chill time, rather than 600 worth of work time. So you go and work for the extra 600. Now you got no time to spend it. I only earn 400, but I got 600 times more to be able to do stuff in life. Yeah. So I might earn less than people, but I have a lot more time than people. I'm allowed to do what I want because of assets. And that's the knowledge I want to kind of give out.
That's freedom, isn't it?
That's freedom. That's freedom.
So, what else I say? Gambia, we covered that. School life.
Talk about some of your stuff, family, fire true stuff. What you don't like, whether it's drill, whether it's the government, whether it's
like when it comes to drill, I ain't changed my mind on drill, but I've got an understanding of that. I'm older now, and I've got to accept certain things, but I still stand my ground on it. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of, like, we've seen people in our family do well in drill. So who am I to come along and say, drill, if that's gave you so much opportunity? But at the same time, I do still think, one thing I don't like about drill is when people say they made it out, you still come back here to make your videos. You still come back on ends, and then you distract ends. Like, say, like Kenneton, I'm doing a youth project in Kenneton now, Gaming for Life, and the area. So if Dons come around there and do videos and stuff, and then they're going back to Mukuland, it's us, the community people, that's got to deal with it. So you made it out. So why do you have to come back here to mess up the area? If you're doing so good, why do you always have to refer to Brixton is my ends? You don't live in Brixton no more. You don't live in Kenneton no more. So you're just making everyone's life difficult there. Then you're in the suburbs. You know what I mean? I hear you. It don't make no sense to me, that side.
I definitely hear you.
And they're like they're blind to it in the sense of, like, but I'm making money. But money ain't everything. You understand? But
like you said, prostitution makes money. I like that point.
Yeah, prostitution makes money. All these other things make money. So does that mean that it's a good thing?
So do we sell our soul for money?
It is.
Do we just work for money?
Exactly.
Is life just about money?
It's just about money.
Because that's always the answer, that we can destroy ourselves, destroy our communities because of money, and we're never going to make it out.
Yeah.
Do you understand? My take on drill is that it's a genre. My take on drill is something very simple in terms of, you can say rap does the same thing, right? But then smack DVDs are people rapping against each other with no beef. But then you say grime does the same thing, right? But you can see grime doing battles against each other with no beef. Can you see drill doing a battle?
That's an example I always use. I think the problem with drill is that
it's too real.
It's too studio based. Like grime is a lot of influence of dancehall and live
talent, though.
Yeah, and live performances.
Talent.
Me and you can clash each other face to face, and it's about who's got the best skill. But drill's about who's got the most bodies,
who's done what,
and who's done this, like,
and what it glorifies.
So it's just gonna lead to a madness. So when everyone's doing all these videos and they're glamorizing it, then when someone gets touched, then you're crying. What are you crying about? This is what you want. This is what you've been manifesting.
And I'll be honest with you, you know, since we lost our cousin, R.I.P. Piss, I haven't really listened to drill. Like, seriously. Even though we've got other family members in drill, and even though we've got other people that I know and respect that's in drill, I personally don't listen to drill because of my 5 senses. That's knowledge of myself. So I cannot, if I listen to, I want to say, like, don't turn it on. Don't put it in my car.
Or if it comes on the radio, you're going to turn it off.
Yeah, I'm not like that, bro. I'm not extreme. I will go in my car right now and I listen to a song. I bought my cousin K-Trap's album, you know, it's because I support what my family is doing. But at the same time, I know myself. Too much of anything can influence you. So if I listen to too much drill, I'm going to turn back into Big Bad Blue. I don't want to be him no more.
One thing I'll say about trap though, when he does podcasting and that, he don't sound like a driller.
He sounds because he's sensible, bro.
He's sensible with it.
He doesn't even like doing certain music. He just knows that's what the fans want. And he has to play that role.
And he burns out the streets when he spits on, when he's sitting on podcasts and that he don't try to keep that persona of the track. So it seems like two different things.
He has a balance. Remember, he's knowledgeable and he comes from good stock. Comes from our family. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that times in life made him become a certain way, and then he used drill or music as an outlet, and now he's become successful from it. So you're now going to see the grown trap. You can see it from some of his big tracks, you know? He's got tracks that don't just glorify badness, but at the same time, he's not going to change of who he is on his music just because he doesn't want to put out negative stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes he comes from a negative place, and sometimes, you know, it helps. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the fans are requesting, I
want
the old trap.
I want the trap with the belly back on and that. You get what I mean? It's like,
but when you check the people that's asking for that, you click on their profile.
It's the low life people.
It's always invisible. Someone that's not from ends or invisible person.
It's the people that glorify London life.
And I think, like, not bringing race into it, but I think race is a part of it. I think white people, white kids, they see drill as entertainment. It's not their life. It's like going to the cinema. Oh, let me put on this. Let me put on that. But when it comes to black youths, it's actually...
They're really living it.
They're really living it.
Come out their door and it's scary.
And it's scary. You understand? So it's a whole different dynamics, how it affects one community compared to the other. But I do see the transition.
So what have I told you then? That it's all a fugazi. That there's not many drill artists that are actually making money from drill.
No, I will believe you. It looks like it.
So when we say that they use it as an outlet to get off the street, that to make it out, make it out where, bro?
Bro, let's just
be honest, because we won't go into anybody's finances in any sector, because we're not picking on drill. We're talking about the people that glorify certain sectors in life, like even entrepreneurship. Let's just point the finger at yourself then. Entrepreneurs don't make a lot of money, bro. There's only a few successful entrepreneurs who are like myself. In reality, what they portray online is not there every day. There's many entrepreneurs who have a job. There's many drill rappers who have a job. Like, this is their form of income. And then they go and lie and say this is where they're making money. There's many drug dealers that do music. Like, hold on, that's not fair, bro. Let me tell you why it's not fair and understand what I'm saying. I just told you about the intake of music influences people. So if you are portraying that I'm doing music and I'm making bread, you know, I've got jewelry, I've got these cars, I've got these things, then the next generation or the people watching are going to believe, if I do music, I'm going to end up like him with cars and jewelry.
Exactly.
You didn't tell them, bro, I don't make money off this breed of music, bro. I make money off country. I make money off the trap. And then I come and just do music for fun. They might think otherwise.
Because some youths think that, and then they get into it, and like I've said this again and again, but sometimes you've got to repeat yourself, is once you start putting out those tracks, you're going to be tested. Because a lot of these men, they got money in that, but they don't have freedom.
No.
Because they can't go where they want to go. They got to be looking over their shoulder.
All the time.
Parking their car all the way down there to get over there. So they live in a state of fear at the same time. They got money, but they're living in fear. You see what I'm saying?
That's not freedom.
And that's not freedom. You know what I mean?
We can't be running from cops, running from racism, then running from ourselves. Like, come on. When are we going to become free? Like, do you know the difference was when I made that transition from the street into being a business person? It was, I remember standing outside my Mula Cake shop in Fulton Heath and thinking to myself, we used to stand on the block. Who's that who went past? Right, who's that? You know, wary. But then I was standing outside my shop, broad daylight, nighttime. Yo, what on? Beep, beep, what on? Like a different feeling, bro. It's the same looking at the cars, but for a different reason. I'm not hiding. I'm not seeing who's coming past. I'm more being respected. And it's respected by the masses, because a lot of people don't know that street life only is small. Like drug dealer life, only small.
And it's only a minority. You think
that's what I said. It's small.
The bare of us, but that's just what's pushed to the forefront.
That's what pushed to the forefront.
But when you really check it, a lot of children are doing good.
Yes.
They're in uni, they're this, or they're entrepreneurs, they're this, they're that.
Trying stuff.
You know what I mean?
It's just that.
That's what I was going to ask you to go to a question was, what do you think the downfall of Croydon is right now? Because Croydon just seems like a zombie land. I went there a couple months ago. I was shook.
Yeah.
Not shook, but I was like, shook of like, remember when I was younger, when you go Croydon, it was like another West End. So when I say shook, I mean in the sense of like, this is what it's come to.
Yeah. It's called gentrification. So when you understand how society works, this comes through study. I didn't know this. I would ask the same question as you a few years ago. But when I understand that, hold on, that's what gentrification looks like. It looks like you make areas so bad that people don't want to live there. Then the bad people get moved out. Then they take over those areas and make them beautiful and attractive. And then they make them start flourishing and making money. What do they do with the bad people? They push them out. Push them to where? Fulton Heath, to Croydon. Then what do you think is going to happen next? Gentrification to Croydon. Then where do you think you're going? Brighton.
Because even though we make it a bad area, it's mad. You make it a vibrant area. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Just like Brixton was considered a bad area, but everyone wanted to be there because there was a vibe there.
There was a vibe there.
So they create the chaos to create the vibe, then push them out.
Do you know how much people has been pushed to Croydon?
Yeah.
From mental health to asylum seekers to bad people that come out of prison to people that's been kicked out or being homeless to people that's been arrested. You know that everything has to move from Brixton because it's pretty now and it has to go up there. Now they're feeling the brunt of where we grew up. Yeah, that's what Croydon is, where we grew up. That's what Croydon is now. Do you understand? So behind the scenes of Croydon, without speaking too badly about Croydon, because I work with a lot of people in Croydon, whether it's MPs, whether it's councillors, whether it's councils, whatever it is. But without speaking too badly about them, there's a lot of poor management. There's a lot of misuse of money. There's a lot of fight in politics in terms of Labour and Conservatives. There's so much diversity that there's not enough community. So there's pockets of different communities.
No, that's real. That's real.
So there's not one community, bro. There's pockets of Jamaicans, Kosovans, asylum seekers, Indians, Asians, white people, wherever. So how are we going to be one? Because we don't see each other as family. We don't see each other as the same. Yeah. But now there's so many pockets. So it's very, very difficult to govern that under bad management, under bad financial state, under bad social media presence, under bad influence. Very, very hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, it's just, boy, I just think next stage for Croydon, because I think the kids down, like I'm seeing so much clips I follow Croydon Extra, and it's, bro, it's mental. It's mental. But as in saying that, like, what's the positive organisations that are trying to do stuff in Croydon and that?
In Croydon? I don't even want to big no one up like that, to be honest. I'll be open. And I don't say don't want to. There's other people I want to big up. Yeah. Because I believe in them. That's me being serious, like Bobby Kasanga. Like, I believe in Bobby. Turned his life around and done what I done in terms of football academy, and then got YouTube, got Instagram pages, and then, you know, does interviews and does positive stuff.
Now, big up Bobby, man. Bobby, I played for Santley with him, innit?
Did you, yeah? Okay, imagine that, is what I'm saying. But to see him doing that Borough Cup as well, like, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Talk. And then you got...
Like, me and we were supposed to do a podcast, innit? Yeah. We were supposed to do a thing, and he invited me on his thing, but it was like, it could only go left kind of thing. Like, because he's too strong on the drill thing, and I'm too left. So I was like, it's only going to come to us ripping each other apart. Because I know what his end point was going to be. His end point was going to be, but they make money. But I'm like...
No, but we just addressed that. They don't make money.
No, but exactly.
deals are not money.
But my thing is, they make money. Say like Kennerton, whoever made money from Kennerton. I'm just using Kennerton as an example. Yeah. But the rest of the block is still filling the blunt.
So you wait. Let's just say there then. You say Kennerton made money. Who?
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying no one.
I'm giving you the answer.
Yeah.
To help you. Like in those arguments. We said they made money, and then you just say Kenan. Okay, cool. Lowski made money from Harlem Spartans. Who else in the Harlem Spartans made money?
True. Probably
That's not fair, bro. Blanco.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, yeah.
And everyone had to make money individually. They didn't make money as Harlem Spartans. This is what I'm trying to say. And everyone else from Kenan who does drill or does music, there's not many people who has financial success.
Yeah.
They get views. They use money from other situations to look like they're making money from music. But they don't. No one that I know personally, out of 10, there's not more than 2 that made 100 bags. Do you understand? So when I'm now saying, okay, I made 100 bags in Industreets entertainment, that's music. I made 100 bags in Mula Cake clothing. I'm now made 100 bags in technology. Made 100 bags on the road. I've proven to myself, bro, 100 bags is not a lot of money because I can spend it in a week.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But it's which sector am I capable of making 100 bags in? Now I need 100 bags worth of assets so that I can just keep making more money. I don't want to be in those sectors.
Yeah.
I just want to own shit.
Making money, make money for you.
Making money, make money. Because that's the new understanding of how money works. You see what I'm saying? So, again, I don't even want no comments and no daggers about my opinions on drill or my opinion. Like, let's take the positive from this podcast in terms of music became an opportunity. So it's not just drill. It's just music. Music became an opportunity. YouTube has become an opportunity. Social media has become an opportunity. There's negativity in everything, but you have to find the light. And you have to shine the light on the positivity because negativity is loud. Like, it's super loud. Like, Bobby knows. Bobby knows if he puts out positive stuff, like Made You Think, if I post positive stuff, I'm not going to get the views. So they go against their morals and post negative stuff to get the views.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get the attention so they can promote the positive stuff.
It's real.
It's just all crazy to me.
Because when I post on London Open TV, if I post something negative,
proper,
bro, I'm like, I test the algorithm, so
I tested it now, bro. That's why I'm viral right now. I just put out a video about Black Hole Tunnel.
Yeah.
I told people around me that's gonna happen as soon as I post it, and it happened. Then I done the congestion charge one, and it happened. What do you think I'm gonna be the flipping transport reporter?
When you're moaning,
I'm moaning, you get the views.
Angry, you get bare.
I'm doing Black Tech Day and no one from South has bought a ticket.
Exactly.
Huh? I'm confused, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm teaching financial literacy. You're not listening. I'm confused, bro. I'm not here to talk negative.
No, but that's the media controlling it. If you see what I'm saying. So I've clocked it because I post different things, and it's not just about me. Hold on, even if I post something negative, like someone drawing out a knife, 2 o'clock in the morning. Look around.
Anytime.
Bro, 1,000 views. 1 o'clock in the morning. If I post something about my
Do you think you can be in China and that happens?
Nah.
Okay.
If I post something that I want the people to see, 200 views in a day.
A whole day.
You know what I mean? Or say like my first podcast that I done with London TV specials, the brother that does it, Indigo, he's more like expressive with his thing, like talking about the world events, like the government, And then the next one I done that was on like spiritual healing and stuff. It's a different algorithm because this one will actually help people in a different way. You know what I mean? The other one was like, I call it like consciousness.
High vibration.
Yeah. And
which
the first one was
low results.
It was a high vibration as well, but he's more talking about trending topics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on in the world with World War, So it's still a high vibration, but it was more dramatized kind of thing. The second one was more spiritual and deep grounded and mental health and all that stuff.
One of the things we need to touch on right now is mental health. And the reason why it's getting worse is because of poor. The word poor means mentality. It doesn't mean how much money you've got. When you watch poor stuff, read poor stuff, listen to poor stuff, you become poor mentality. Then when you become poor mentality, you act poor. When you act poor, you get poor results.
Wow.
When you get poor results, you get no money. Yeah. When you got no money, you can only afford poor stuff. Poor food. When you get poor food, then you get poor emotions. When you get poor emotions, you have poor actions. Did you hear that cycle?
Yeah.
The word poor is serious. And it all starts from knowledge. And this is where I believe we're failing. In the knowledge, in what we read, what we watch. Like, if you go through your followers and who you're following, that will tell you everything. When people go on your For You page or your Explore page, that will tell you who you are. That will tell you who you are. If you got bare big booty bad girls on your explore page, that's who you are.
Man, let me show you something. Like, no, because they know.
They know what they be looking
That's
at.
why I look at my For You page as well. I was like, the other day I done it like a month ago. I was like, oh shit. Like, because I've unfollowed a lot of people that just post BS, even people's platforms who I know and that, because I'm like, I don't want that on my
don't want that on my algorithm because when I pick up my phone, I want to be inspired. When I pick up my phone, I want to find out information. Like, how many of you program your phones to send you the information you need? You know, like it sends you news? You know, like it sends you pages, recommended and stuff? How many of you program your phone, go into your settings and program it what to send you? Like, how many set your Google for Google Alerts to send you good information? Yeah. When you set up your computer, it's asking you who to follow, what to follow. You can't just follow I'm Just Baiting that, bro. Like, you can't. Yeah. You got to follow some influential pages because you... Anyway, one of my last thoughts is that there's too many people with a lack of knowledge speaking. Podcast now has become a game of hearsay, she say, talk about this person, put down that person. That's where we're using our voices wrong. That's the same as when we started doing music. I've done music to give us an outlet to become influential and ownership like. Now we're using music as beef. I started podcasts to make people understand, to express themselves, tell their stories so that people can be influenced and educated and inspired. But instead we're doing beer chatty patty. We're doing beer why. We're doing beer this podcast against this podcast. Are you lot absolutely bonkers? We just about got podcast platforms and you want them to start beefing each other.
Start popping it down.
I'm so confused, bro. Every time we nearly own something, we want to compete against each other. We should be happy that we've got a Made You Think. We should be happy that there's people like Mentivity. Mentivity with Sace. You should be happy that he's been granted a whole community centre in Aylesbury Estate that he grew up in, and he's providing so much opportunities in the estate. You don't have to go to West End. It's in Aylesbury Estate. Yeah. It's in these areas. Do you know what I mean? There's so much greatness happening. Bricks and Soup Kitchen. There's so much influential people who's just trying to stay positive, to stay, and it's not easy. Because entrepreneurs like you know, we don't get paid all the time. We don't get paid every month. We use our own money to, bro. Like, I spend over 40 grand every time doing Black Tech Day, bro. And if I don't get sponsorships, bro, my money just goes into it. I just want the result that people can get the information. And all I'm really doing is sharing my network. Yeah. Think about what I just said, bro. All I'm really doing is sharing my network. I've got friends. I go London Tech Week. I get invited to be a speaker at NFT London. I go Canary Wharf. I go Docklands. I go in these finance.
Was you at the stock exchange?
I was at the London Stock Exchange. You know, we got partnerships with London Stock Exchange coming. You know, like
proper inspiring,
real inspiring stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the people around me are not taking action. I just don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, man. It's really stressing me out a little bit in terms of like gaming. There's less than 5% of black people being paid in the gaming industry in the UK. But gaming made more money than music and film.
Everything put together.
Gaming's got more viewership than the NBA finals, bro. Do you understand? But all our children, all our people, because we're not talking about this generation, we're talking about ourselves. All of us, we're just consumers. No one's a game developer. No one's a game designer, game marketer, game manager. Like, I got a gaming agency where I'm signing gamers. I just signed a gamer for £10,000 and all everyone can see is the £10,000. Listen to what I said. I just signed a gamer for £10,000 and all anyone can see is the £10,000. Yeah. Not the opportunity that he's just been given. Not that he's going to become a person of influence who's doing what he loves and getting paid for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because he has to be coached. He has to be taught. He has to be trained. All of these things is going to make him better to give me the result I need in order to inspire others so I can get back my money. But I understand that money is the catch. Yeah. I tell anyone I'm going to pay them, they'll work for me. I don't want you to work for me. I want you to work for yourself. Yeah. Do you understand? So I want you to come around to share my friends because I'm bringing them all from all these whoops of life. I'm bringing the face of Roblox. He's got the best and most expensive game on the whole Roblox scene. That's in the world. He's coming to my event. If you there's 3 times more children playing Roblox than there is on TikTok. Majority of people's parents, majority of parents watching this right now, their children play Roblox. And I've just told them who's coming to my event, and they still might not book a ticket. But I guarantee you now, you tell your child who Don Sente is, they'll beg you to come.
Yeah.
I've got the head of Super Team from Solana Cryptocurrency coming to do talks. I've got Stock Pickers Academy doing live investments
and that as well,
on the day.
Quickly, like, say like even crypto, like I was in Waterloo the other day, you know the IMAX Cinema?
Yeah.
They got Coinbase all the way around it, cuz. And I'm like, raw.
In 2020, I said to my business partner and my mentor, I said to him, bro, are we sure that this crypto thing's gonna work, bro? He said, bro, go and watch Champions League and see if crypto.com is all around the sponsorship. I said, right, this ain't going nowhere. This is what I'm trying to say. So you've got to be ahead of the game. So if you follow me and you research me, you would trust that I'm a visionary. Meaning I started music, I started clothing, community, now I'm doing gaming. If you trust what I've done, you would know that crypto, gaming, digital assets is the only way forward. AI will not take your job. People using AI will take your job.
And that's mad. It's like, I'm saying like where we come to, even as if we go into family dynamics, like with us, like a lot of family members I talk to now, like, you know, like growing up, we'd be like, oh, Dexter's on a mad thing. But now it's like, Dexter was right, you know. You know what I mean? If I listened to Dexter 5 years ago, where would I be? Kind of thing, you know what I mean?
It's just that Dexter was risky. Dexter was like, what do you call it? Unorthodox.
Yeah.
What Dexter's doing is, I can't see the light. I don't see no one who's doing it. So I don't know what it looks like.
Or we'll think that Dexter's changed. Because remember when we was younger, you know, you was the funny one.
Yeah.
You get me? You was the joker. People don't know that because how you present yourself online is very serious.
It's very serious
to the
because
guy.
I'm so serious in business. And that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let me explain that. Because I don't want people to get this twisted. I'm a very likable person, as you just said. I'm very funny. I'm very community-based. I'm very rare. But don't get it twisted, because this is why many people do not actually like me now. Because they see that side, and then they come around me and want to get involved in business. And then they see my business side. And they think, oh, shit. Why are you so serious, bro? Like, whoa, bro, why are you talking like that? Like, bro, why are you so on it? And I'm thinking, hold on, do you think that what I do in business allows me to make this happen because I'm a joker? Or do you think it's because of how serious I am in business, why I'm allowed to be funny, why I'm allowed to be free? And that's the difference. People think entrepreneurship's a joke. People think entrepreneurship's fun. People think it's funny. People think that it's sometimes. It don't work like that, bro. There's a time to be funny. There's a time to be serious. And if you want your entrepreneurship journey to pay your bills, to pay your school fees, to pay your holidays, to pay your Christmas presents, then you need to take entrepreneurship serious and you need to study fundamentals.
No, definitely, man. Because, that was just the understanding of that, came to the realization of that you have to change. If you're not changing, then something's wrong.
Should you stay a caterpillar?
Not saying you still ain't got your essence.
Yeah, should you stay a caterpillar?
No, exactly. So you have to change, but some of us realize that afterwards. You know what I mean?
Too late.
I would never say it's too late, because you
can always change and become.
You can always change. You know what I mean?
When I say too late, you cannot become a runner at certain ages. Your body won't allow it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. You cannot become a nutritionist at certain weight. Your body won't allow it. You cannot learn certain things so fast because your brain won't allow it. The things that you've damaged inside your body will take its toll. While it's taking its toll and now you want to change, it's fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So your ignorance, your threshold, your position in life,
your
concentration span, your time. That's what I mean about it's too late. Because now I got 2 kids and I got bills to pay.
Now I have to work.
I have to work now.
J-O-B.
So you see that word, have to. It's been my favorite word since I've been 20 years old. I promised myself I never have to do anything. I promised myself I'm never going to have to do anything because I don't like that I have to do something. it burns me. It makes me upset. So I said, if I don't have to do something, then what I have to do is work twice as hard. And I said, yeah, cool, I agree. I'm on it. And I made a deal with myself. I work twice as hard as long as you don't force me to have to.
Yeah. Because when you have to, it's too late.
It's too late, bro.
Yeah.
And then now you're in pain. Do you know how many people go to work pain?
Yeah.
No, bro, let me say again. Do you know how many people go to work in pain? No. Like with a headache because I don't want to get up. I hate this or bro, I can't. Just want to leave here right now. But you can't. And that hurts, bro.
No, it does. That could be real. Like, I just started a new job 2 weeks ago. I'm like, bloody hell.
Bloody hell. And you just started.
I was like, yo, this is mad.
Like, wouldn't you feel better if you can just do this?
Of course, 100%.
I just do podcasts all day.
100%, but it's just like...
So this is why when I've been telling you for all these years and I'm not going to tell you to put you down now, I'm telling you to carry it on now, where I said to you, bro, I will be number 30 guest. Because I want you to do 30 series, bro. Don't try and use me when you're number 3, bro.
Yeah.
Because you use me as my value to get your recognition, and after 6 episodes you stop. Bro, it's not worth it, bro.
Yeah.
You won't get to leave your job. When you get to 30 episodes and you see like £100 come in your account off of YouTube or the rare, you're like, bro, that does work. Hold on. I'm gonna do it more.
Yeah,
Let's take Young Spree, for instance.
Yeah.
Man thinks Young Spree's stupid. He's a genius, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that. Live on air, bro.
Yeah.
Because he's a road dude with not a lot of knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
But you see when he clocked that this is a cash machine.
Yeah.
That YouTube is a cash machine. The more I put into this thing, the more it spits out, bro. He's an animal.
No,
he's an animal.
Still.
He will do 6 episodes in a day and then go home and chop them all up because he sees the cash machine working.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I want you to get to. Just see that the cash machine works.
Yeah.
Then you would don't take a job.
No, but one thing I say about Spray as well, because a lot of people say, oh, you should like RTM. But I say, but the only thing people forget about Spray is he's a UK rap legend. Whether you like him or not, he's still a UK rap legend. 100%. You understand? So he's got that behind him already. He's already got a foundation in the entertainment world to bounce off.
No, I don't believe that.
No, I'm not taking away from what you said. I'm saying he's got more. He's already got a personality out there that everyone's familiar with.
But let me explain why I don't believe it as much as to be strong. He's done more in the podcast game than he's done as a UK rapper.
Yeah.
And if you take that away from him, because of consistency, bro. Like, how many albums do you know of Spray's? How many mixtapes do you know of Spray's?
Hard to Kill.
Yeah?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah? How many songs do you know of Spray's?
None.
You see it?
None.
But now
I know his freestyle.
How many quotes can you quote from RTM? Because how long have you been doing RTM?
Mind games.
Why? That's what you call legendary, bro.
And he's changed the culture in a sense.
He's changed the culture, bro.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
He's one of the biggest podcasters out there in our UK, and that makes no sense, but
and
it
he's
makes
done
sense.
that blackboard. Because he's done it
blackboard. Yes.
That's crazy.
That's crazy,
Because to me, like, most UK rappers should be going on Spray. I see them going on podcasts that it don't even make no sense. Why are you on that podcast for that ain't got no essence of what you spit about? Like, but you're not going on RTM. If it was America, he would be like 10 folds bigger.
10 folds bigger.
Because you know they don't watch that. They'll still come on your podcast.
Why do you think Academics is so big? Because he talks about the hood shit. He talks about the things that people are not allowed to talk about. He gets the interviews or the substance from people that
that's out there.
Out there and that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Spray would be. You know what I'm saying? But the UK is very bad mind.
No, they are.
The UK is very sometime-ish. The UK is very picky.
Because to me, if he don't win a mobile this year, the game's fake.
What, for his podcast?
For his podcast.
Who else will win it?
No, last year, even though big podcast, big up 90s podcast, they won it last year.
Oh yeah, they're good.
They're big because they done Jim Jones, they done couple.
A lot of people don't know I was one of the first people to be on 90s podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, you just need to scroll back.
Yeah.
Because everyone comes to me first.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm still accessible. This is why I don't like people who get big and forget where they come from. I help people on the way up. All my life.
Yeah.
Through music careers, through clothing. If you look at most rappers who got Mula Cake clothing is at the beginning of their careers. And then they get to Gucci and Nike and all of that stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? So when 90s Baby was starting their podcast, when they didn't have a place, you understand, when their microphones, I was on it. My mummy had a shotgun. Go and look for that. You see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm saying? But I'll soon be back on these podcasts because now I'm back out on the podcast circuit because I got things to say now. I've been working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, but I've been working why I don't want to take time out and sit down for 2 hours and talk. Sit down for an hour and talk. I want to do the work. People want me to go live every minute. I got to sit there and talk. I want to do work. I got work to do. Pay my bills. I got to pay for things. I got to pay artists. I got to pay speakers. I got to pay for venues. I got to give wages. It's a hard work, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that are doing great stuff again, like 90s Baby, like RTM, all these podcasts. We've got to respect that we didn't have these things. Now you've got these things.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get these things, we're ungrateful. And then we find nitpicking stuff to take them down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And what's so mad is that it was so weird that we just mentioned RTM because I was just on TikTok last night and I saw the whole cast online in one group on RTM. Yeah. And they was starting with saying, yeah, we're all here now. Why no one joining? Let's join. Why are you joining? Talk some rubbish. Yeah, everyone talk. And it's true. They're all online. Now you can access them right now.
Yeah, that's...
No one had no questions in the comments and that. No one want to come live. You see what I'm saying? Because there's bare keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of real people. And that's why sometimes when you're doing your business, when you're producing value, don't listen to the noise.
But I think that's, in the UK, that's the next problem because, you know, like keyboard warriors, then when they meet someone that's not a keyboard warrior, like people that's more famous or whatever, they get a bit like...
standoffish.
Like, raw. Do you know what people I've had running that's blocked me and this and that because they'll see my comment, then they'll go on my page and realize, hold on, this ain't a ghost account. His face is there. Yes. He's actually a real person. You know
that says stuff.
Says stuff that will say rare tear. That's why I kind of draw back from, if you notice, talking about this person, that person. I'm like, it's not
for you, bro.
Yeah.
It's not for you. Especially when I said to you in the beginning of London Open TV and with Fire of Truth, it was, you can't give your opinion, bro. You give the information. Give the news. That's what people want. When you give your opinion, now you're the target. You see it? Like now, I'm going to be a target. Because a couple of things I've said, I know it, but I don't care. Because the 90% of what I spoke about, let's highlight that. Let's ask the questions why we're not speaking about that. Why we're not in those positions. But you got to highlight the one or two things I said about Drew or the one or two things I said about Rare. Like, it's just because the negativity sells. You see what I'm saying? So, we just got to do better for ourselves. I'm not in a best position to retire. I'm not made it. I'm very still accessible. I'm trying to become less accessible just because of clarity and because of reach. I got a lot to give. Black Tech Day, August 15th, August 16th, 2025, Birmingham Legacy Centre. Loads of speakers, loads of panels, workshops, networking, exhibitors. You know, it's the places that you are is going to bring you to the places where you want to be.
So, on that note, because I think we've got a little 5 minutes left or whatever, is there any ending note that you want to say or just give out your socials and stuff?
Yeah, my socials.
I was going to ask you one more question. I don't fit in. How, because you seem very busy in that. How do you fit in being a father and in being an entrepreneur?
Great question. So, entrepreneurship is about owning your time. And when you start to learn to own your time, you like to learn how to manage your time. So it's not being accessible after 7 o'clock.
Okay.
It is picking days that I want to spend with my children, and then I don't have no exception. You know, I just won't have no meetings on that day. I just won't. You know what I mean? Because it is also a sacrifice. There's a lot of times I don't see my kids. I speak to them, I'll text them, but I don't see them. You know, none of my children live with me, unfortunately. But my main goal is to make sure that I'm visually a role model for them. What they see their dad do, they might not understand it now because majority of people around them are doing different. The older they get, the more knowledgeable they get, they will start to understand, wow, my dad's been showing me this for years. My dad told me that long time. Like, I want to be like my dad now. Whereas you had, and still have, but you had full access to your dad while I was building it. This is where people go wrong. While you've got access to the seed, you must utilize it. Because when it becomes a flower, it doesn't want to know you. Or it doesn't have time to know you. So it's not like when I get big and accessible, I won't have time to know you, bro. I won't be in this country. You won't be able to just invite me to a podcast. You won't be able to just phone me. That's not because I'm bigger and better than ever. No, because I've moved on. Now I don't teach no more. Now I don't give free lessons. Now certain people want to phone me. Let me just pick your brain, bro. I'm gonna send you an invoice. Like let's have a quick chat. Yeah, me and you need to. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we need to talk. No. We don't need to talk. You need to talk to me because it's one-sided.
Yeah.
You don't want to give me nothing. You want to take what I have.
Yeah.
But when I was building it, you didn't want to take it. Because when I say buy books,
now I get
you don't want to buy books.
I get what you're saying. Like even though London Open TV, I'm not monetizing or not, but a lot of people will phone me just to talk about, you should do this, or how do I do this, or where it's got to a point and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of time that I'm spending talking to other people about this
giving
and that.
them information and giving them access to my time.
And they don't, and people forget, even people I've posted when they're on, like in the last 2 years, I've spotted a lot of people before they blown and posting them when there was, but do you think they remember you?
No, bro.
Do you think they remember that London Open TV that was the first platform to post this rapper or post this DJ or this up and coming person?
There we go.
Podcast.
It's the same as clothing. Yeah. Lots of rappers or lots of people in different positions from, like I remember bringing George the Poet. You know George the Poet?
Yeah, of course.
I remember bringing him to my headquarters in 2010 or 11. Now, if you just go back and ask him where he was in his career or see where he was in his career in 2011, you'll see yourself.
Yeah.
But I respected a young black boy with talent. So what did I do? I invited him to my birthday party.
Nurtured it.
My private birthday party. I invited him there in front of my mother and my father to do some poetry.
Yeah.
And then now, years later, he's this big.
Wow.
Malik Berry.
Yeah.
You know, all of these people that I can name loads in that. I'm not naming 3 or 4 or 5. I can name 50.
Yeah. Oh. Time flies when you're doing podcasts, man.
You, bro.
But just give them your socials and that. So I didn't even clock. You should have just put up a finger or something.
Yeah. So follow me on all my socials. All my socials are my actual name. So you can just type in Dexter Simms. But on my socials, they're all Mr. Dexter Simms. But in the day we live, you just go on Google, type in Dexter Simms, you'll get everything about me. My company socials are Mula Cake and Black Tech Day. But we also got BTD Gamers. BTD Gamers is our gaming agency.
I'll put them in the link anyway.
Yeah, put them in the link and please follow. Remember, if you're going to contact me, I will be sending an invoice. But I do have lots of opportunities around for internships, work experience, job roles, team members, etc., etc. So, thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming in, cuz, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
A long time coming. We got more to do anyway, man. We got more to do. That was just the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like podcasts go so quick. You want to... Then boom, the time's done.
Yeah. Episode 43, I'll be there.
Okay, episode 43.
So you catch me back at episode 43, yeah?
Say nothing.
No, God bless.
I'm done. Out. Done.